Hey guys, it's Miss Hardy and I'm recording for Thursday, October 1st. Thank you all for tuning in. So clicking on our daily agenda for the day, we are going to scroll down and kind of see what we have going on. It's a different kind of discussion post for today, so make sure you take a peek at that. The discussion is the priority assignment for you today. Basically, we didn't do as well on the quiz yesterday. Okay, and so what I wanted to do was give you an opportunity to get back to your answers, look over them, see if you want to change anything. Your grades are already in the computer, okay? So if you're comfortable with your grade, that's fine. Tomorrow, I'm going to give you all the correct answers for it. But I just wanted to make you aware that no, we didn't do quite as well as I wanted to on the cloning quiz. So make sure that you go back and review that information. And then I'm going to review it again with you tomorrow once I've given you the opportunity to tweak your grade a little bit. And then we're going to be moving on to nanotechnology. I hope that you're familiar with nanotechnology, and if not, I've made a note guide that kind of simplifies all the words and jumble in that PowerPoint, and so that's going to be due tonight. And that again just shows me that you've at least read the high notes, the meat that I need you to read in the note guide that I made for you. So again, all I need you to do for the discussion post is if you click on the discussion, you're going to see that I basically copy and pasted the quiz. Now, what I did not do is tell you what you made wrong, what you got wrong. Okay, I told you what you made on the quiz, but I didn't tell you what you got wrong. And so I want you to go through these questions, and I'm going to explain the questions really quickly to see if that helps you answer them a little bit better. Okay, so your current grade is in Power School, so if there are any answers that you would like to change because you rushed through them or you weren't sure about it, try them again, and I'm going to average your two grades together to give you a better grade. Now, if you score lower on this, I'm just going to keep your high grade, okay? So this is a gift, all right? For number one, how does SCNT differ for therapeutic cloning versus reproductive cloning? There is one step that is different, okay? SCNT, there's one step that is different for reproductive cloning and therapeutic cloning, and it completely changes the process. So there's one step different. Number two, how is large offspring syndrome a challenge to producing reproductive clones? I gave this to you straight up. It's a physical challenge, okay? It's a physical challenge to being able to successfully have a reproductive clone, okay? Number three, why are stem cells so unique and desirable in biomedical research? I'm going to go straight to my note guide, and I'm going to give you a little bit of a hint. Okay, when we did our note guide and we were talking about stem cells, there's a big why. Okay, and there's some arrows that come through it. That's why stem cells are so cool to work with, and stem cells are so desirable to have in biomedical research. That's why therapeutic cloning is gaining more and more steam and more support because of stem cells, and the why is in big blue letters. The primary debate with stem cell research involves the potential for an embryo. And remember, an embryo is when the egg meets the sperm and they become fused together. Okay, so embryo. Why is there a debate for the potential for an embryo to grow into a living organism? So when we talk about stem cell research, you have to know why embryos are important for stem cell research. Why is there a debate? Who cares if we take the embryo apart? Okay, explain it to me. And then number five, straight vocabulary. What does an enucleated oocyte mean? Okay, so two vocabulary words there, enucleated and oocyte. Your job is to tell me what that means. Okay, so again, if you want to go back and review your answers and maybe put something a little bit different to try to improve your grade, then please do so. And if you score lower, I'll leave your grade where it is. But if you score higher, I'll average the two to improve your grade as much as I can. Okay, so going home, clicking on modules. Okay, so for today, we're starting the third mini unit of Unit 3. So again, this is a challenge to biomedical research. So all of these areas that we've talked about over the last week and a half have been an area of biomedical research. So an area of biomedical research was genetically modified organisms, and then it was transgenic organisms, and then it was cloning. And so now we're moving on to nanotechnology. So what I have done is provided you with the PowerPoint for nanotechnology right here, and it's long and it's got a lot of words. When I say long, I think it's like 20 slides maybe. But I've also provided you a note guide that I made myself. So I went through and made my own notes on the nanotechnology, and I put them into a fill in the blank note guide for you. And what I tried to do was make the answer choices that you need to fill in the most important parts. So this is like your key terms as well. So just know that the numbers are not only the really meat parts that we need to know, but they're also your key vocabulary for this and what you really need to focus on. Okay, so nanotechnology is 1/1000th, so we're obviously talking about really, really, really small here. And you are going to fill this in as best you can. Normally in this unit, we actually make snowflakes that I put on my door here at school because the weather has started to change and we're entering that fun holiday fall season. And unfortunately, we will not be able to do that this year unless you want to brighten my day with your own snowflake, okay? But snowflakes are on the nanoscale. So you will be able to, you can Google those and truly see the shapes and sizes of snowflakes. And this PowerPoint, because we're talking about the nanoscale, explains to you what happens, okay? It also talks about why it's important with manufacturing materials, utilizing materials, talks to you about rooms and tools. I know for a fact 12 and 13 are probably going to be on your final exam. And then for concerns with nanotechnology, I basically listed it out for you. Exactly why nanotechnology is such a hot topic and why it's considered a challenge for biomedical research. So what I need you to do is get through this information, okay, and turn this note guide in tonight. It's only 13 questions. So as long as you can go in and change up some of your quiz answers to improve your grade, answer these 13 questions, and it goes pretty fast, you will be caught up. And tomorrow I'll go through this, give you the correct answers for these 13 terms, and then also kind of give you a little extra information on nanotechnology so we can kind of finish the week out, finishing up nanotechnology. We've got one more brief unit next week that should take us 2 to 3 days, and then we'll have our test towards the end of next week, okay? Does anybody have any questions, comments, or concerns? Anybody in the Zoom have any questions, comments, or concerns?
No.
Okay, so for today, just make sure that you get this note guide done. I traditionally like for you to get the note guide done first and then present the information to you. So by the time I'm presenting the information to you, you've looked at it 2 to 3 times already. So it sounds very familiar to you. And I also want to give you guys some time to work on improving those quiz scores because I know that's not like you guys to have low scores like that. So just work on that for me. Let me know if you have any questions and I am available. Thank you guys.